Hey guys, welcome to Trail End's virtual field trip. In this first section, we'll be talking about the Kendrick family who built Trail End and lived here. So let's get started. Trail End was finished in 1913 and was built by John and EULA Kendrick, who lived here with their two children, Rosa Mae and Manville. John was born in Texas in 1857, and there are three things that you should know about his childhood. 1, his family did not have much money. 2, unfortunately, both of his parents died when he was just a kid, leaving him an orphan. And 3, he did not go to school with a teacher past about the 4th grade, so almost everything he learned after that, he taught himself by reading books. John eventually became a cowboy, which is how he ended up in Wyoming. So let's talk about the 3 main jobs he had in his life: cowboy, cattle rancher, and politician. First, as a cowboy, he took care of cattle for other people. Then, when he became a cattle rancher, he was the boss and hired cowboys to help take care of his cattle. Cattle ranching was how he made a lot of his money. And lastly, he became a politician. John was governor of Wyoming and then went to Washington, D.C. as a United States Senator for Wyoming. Now, let's learn about his wife EULA, who grew up very differently than John. She was born in Texas in 1872 and lived with both of her parents, who owned lots of cattle and lots of land. EULA went to school for a long time, and she learned about not only reading, writing, and math, but also music and art. Before Trail End was built, John and EULA lived on their main ranch called the OW. The ranch was in Montana, and it was a 2-day wagon ride from Sheridan, so there were no schools nearby. EULA was the first teacher that her kids ever had. In the mornings, she taught the kids subjects like reading and math, but after lunch, they all went outside to ride horses, swim in the summertime, and ice skate in the wintertime. Now, let's talk about Rosa Mae. She was the oldest Kendrick child and born in 1897 in Sheridan. She was known for being a tomboy. Rosa Mae loved horses and to go on cattle roundups with her dad and the other cowboys. She wore pants when most girls didn't, and she even flew in small airplanes with her different boyfriends. The family moved into Trail End on her 16th birthday, but Rosa Mae always considered the OW Ranch her true home. When she grew up, Rosa Mae went to college, became a writer, and wrote newspaper articles. She also loved photography, which is why we have so many great photos of the family. Later, Rosa Mae married Hubert Harmon, a military man, and they had 2 children. Because her husband was in the military, they lived all over the country and visited the mansion when they could. Manville is the Kendrick's second and youngest child. He was actually born in a room at the Sheridan Inn in 1900. As a kid, he loved to play tennis, ride horses, and hang out with his friends. When he went to college, it seemed like he was always going to a movie, a concert, a play, a dance, or a football game. After college, Manville came back to Sheridan and was in charge of the ranches. He lived at Trail End with his wife, Diana Cumming Kendrick, and their 2 children. So, that's a very brief introduction to the Kendrick family. For more information, you can always check out our website, trailend.org, where you can learn even more about the house and the family. Be sure to check out our next segment for another Trail End virtual tour.